Start of the round rushes up.
Hello and welcome everybody back to some more St. Clair Saints Academy action. I'm Josh Fundy Pafundi, joined once again by my duo partner here, Daniel Jobin. How you doing tonight?
I'm feeling good, man. CSGO Fridays are, becoming a thing again, and
Yeah.
I'm absolutely here for it.
Yeah, I'm super. We got Valorant Mondays, we got CSGO Fridays. I mean, that's like basically the whole weekend. It's just like back to back
shooter
like,
weekend.
Packs it in with some great entertainment and some great collegiate esports for everyone here. And tonight it's gonna be a pretty big one. We have two teams coming up against each other that are both undefeated now here in week 4 of NACE Starleague. We've got our St. Clair Saints Academy, and we have University of Toronto. Both of these teams 3-0.
Yeah.
Both of those, all three, or I guess 6 of those games, all 6 of those series for each team, 2-0s respectively. So neither of these teams have dropped the map yet.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a big one. Week 4 here. One of these teams is going home with a 1 next to that L counter.
I know. Usually you don't get to week 4 and you already have these like really high stake teams, especially CSGO just came back and already now cross-province rivals. We're going to be in the thick of it. As you said, both teams have had a pretty much flawless start to kick things off. The Saints, we saw them last week take care of business pretty handily against, who was they play last week?
Northern Ohio.
Ohio Northern University.
Yeah.
I guess ONU. They had a pretty dominant win. It was a 2-map win, just as we said. Neither team has yet to drop a map. So the battle of the zeros, somebody is going to end up walking away with that tainted. But as we said before, this will by far be the hardest matchup of the year. And I think it'll be one of the harder matchups we see the entire year based on what we've heard from some of the players and just looking at some of the stats and stuff. If we look back, University of Toronto, their last 2 series, has only dropped 6 rounds in 4 matches.
Yeah, and on the contrary, I mean, we saw 8 rounds dropped from Saints just in that last series, and then going back even more. So definitely, if there's any match to watch out of this division, this is the match to watch. And I like just 2 Goliaths in NACE right now coming up head to head. And, based on the stats, as close as it is, it looks like, based on the stats, just based on rounds dropped, KDAs and stuff, University of Toronto has a bit of an upper hand here.
Yeah.
Saints are actually coming in as the underdog for once this week, which is, something new, something we don't see with a lot of our Saints teams here. Yeah, so it should be very interesting to see how the Saints adjust. And just before we get into the rest of our CSGO info here, we do actually have the maps ready for everyone before we get into game. And here are going to be our 3 maps for tonight. Overpass, which we saw last week. Big map for the Saints. We saw Rocket there.
Big Rocket guy.
Ace. Drop an ace from barrels there. So we know how comfortable they are on this map. Dust 2 coming in. CSGO Classic. the Silver Paradise. My personal spot in CS. The Silvers map. And then Vertigo. Overpass and Vertigo. 2 maps that the Saints have been pretty strong on, and they're pretty confident on those maps. They're well practiced on them, but Dust 2 should be a bit of a wrench thrown in the loop because we haven't seen Dust 2 here in Collegiate just yet.
Yeah, and especially with neither team dropping a map so far the entire time, I'm really interested to see. We're not sure exactly what maps both the teams played, especially going back a couple weeks, but really curious to see if they're, now that they're off of their comfort pick, so to speak, are they going to, find some struggles, have to go through that adversity? I think we are going to see the exact same starting lineup as last week. So I believe it was JBH, Cam, who's Abyss, Rocket, who was Adam, Miggy, and the 5th one is escaping somehow.
Andy,
that's the one. Yeah, Andy.
Gonna be the
Mr. Opera. Mr. Opera. How could I forget? So we are going to see the exact same lineup for the Saints. The U of T varsity team, they have a couple, they have sort of a flex lineup. They seem to have a very deep team of 7 to 8 players that they have actually plugged and played and still not lost around the entire time. So as we said, very, very tough team, and definitely the Saints are going to have to play their S++ game today.
Yeah, they're going to have to play their heart out. They're going to have to play borderline perfectly, to the best of their ability, because we've seen them come up against a lot of teams where they're able to make a lot of flashy plays, make those 1v5 aces like you see Rocket make. But coming into this match, it is gonna be tough, and I expect us to be going deep into those rounds. I wouldn't be surprised we see something like a 8-6 or
18-16
8-6 half or 8-7 half. That's what it is. Yeah, I got it wrong there. Too much Valor, and I'm getting my round numbers mixed up. But we also do have some more broadcasts coming up for the week. We can just touch on those quickly while everyone gets into lobby here and everyone gets set up. Tomorrow, we're going to be having a League of Legends doubleheader. We've got a best of 1 against Maryville there, and then we're going to have a best of 3 against Southwestern Oregon Community College there. So I'm going to be in for that. Should be good.
Yeah.
Should be some more League of Legends action for you. Like, we got some last night, but, you can't have too much.
Of course, yeah. And we are going to see Vanguard taking on South Carolina, so a bit of a rematch game for the Saints. As we saw last week, Rocket League fell short against South Carolina in a game they probably felt like they should have had, but did end up falling. So now Vanguard, the academy team, going to once again step up on Monday, try to take out South Carolina. Then, of course, Valorant against Southern New Hampshire on Monday again. And then Tuesday, I think we are going to actually have a double header of Overwatch too. So I think there will end up being a second match added potentially. We were talking about it earlier, so I'm very excited. More Overwatch 2. I know. I can't stop playing it. Still can't stop talking about it. So I'm excited, and everybody else should be too. I mean, just in the first 2 days of the week, you see how much we have going on.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, it's going to be packed as we get later into these seasons. And now we've got that Overwatch season starting. And I think we're just going to send it to a quick little break here. It shouldn't be longer than a minute or two as we get into game. Everyone's getting set up. Teams are getting the sides ready. So we will be back with Game 1 Overpass in just a few moments. You don't want to miss it. Here coming into the end of the game. Last 15 seconds going to come in. Quint trying to find one. Cats just barely taps it off.
This is very much, they have all the time in the world to get it back. Spoots trying to get it done by himself. Now Quint's going to be there for the follow. Not able to find that second touch. Kamal is going to be there for the follow. And bang, home. The Saints are pretty heavily committing up on this mid line too, and I think that might start to be a slight issue if they can't defend properly.
Yeah, Spoods trying to get another one of those nose dribbles and
handoff.
Yeah.
Misfire, 2 members eyeing down the ball, neither going to chase it. That will leave you in a world of hurt, especially if it's in the crease. South Carolina once again just maximizing the chances. They see a window, they're taking it. They're opening the window, running right through it, jumping in, and the Saints trying to get back in the score sheet here. They're trying to get a couple shots back to back. Spoods and Quint maybe tied up a little bit. Spoods, great job to get by the defender, gonna set up Quint. Oh, well, great job is gonna get demoed there as Quint, and now Kamal trying to find the second touch. Will he get the angle? Not going to quite get the angle on Og there. And now back into the corner once more. Spoods gonna get the reset. Try to find something over the middle. Gonna see Quint. And Spoods gonna putting engagement. So he's more than happy to keep contesting. Rocket pushed up very, very far here. Gonna try to find something. Is gonna find one. 2 on the spray.
Thank you all for bearing with us with that short little break there. And right as we get back into it.
No breaks for them.
Yeah, EB starting with a nice little pick at the starting there. 2 coming down from the Saints. Now numbers advantage on Saints side. Red Brick finds 1. He's looking for the taps on the second. But Andy with that Glock, he's able to hit the headshot. Now the bomb is going to be planted. And Saints are able to play post-plant here with the numbers advantage.
Yeah, just like you said, going to get that early advantage. EB getting first blood almost in Rocket League style before we can get going. Great shot to take out. Andy actually going to find 2 with the headshot. So now all going to be on Rocket for the time being. Going to get the swing here, and he is going to fall. So U of T making that 3v2 work wonders, and they're going to take round 1.
Yeah, that is going to go straight over to U of T. And U of T, USPs all in hands. Those headshots are going to come through as the CT side going to take round 1 and, going to be able to have some nice money in their pocket here for round 2 as well. Going to see the classic CT buys on round 2. I love seeing the MP9s there. I think it's such a great gun that's, only available to that CT side. And we're actually going to see a force coming out of Saints here. So that is a little interesting to see, but maybe they're confident in just being able to even out the eco here.
Yeah, and I mean, the way they played the last couple weeks, they definitely have a lot of reason to be feeling good, but when you get into a matchup like this, obviously everything means a little bit more. Mistakes are going to be punished a little bit to a higher degree, so got to be really careful how you mess around with this eco because, things can start to get out of hand, especially against a team as strong as U of T.
Yeah, for sure. Flash going to come out from Timbus. Should have been good on 1 there in water. 3 players from the Saints with a MAC-10 here. They're going to have to be playing very, very close angles to be able to fight out, the 3 A1Ss from the CT side, from the side of U of T. A FAMAS as well. Just some great long-range guns, but JBH on that close angle. He's able to find 1. Will he find the second? JBH going to fall, as well as Abyss to EB. Vicky is good on the trade, though. 3v3 health advantage straight over to U of T, though.
Oh,
not anymore. Rocket. Nice shots in the back there as should be getting something ready on this B side, but the 2 players to rotate, they're actually just going to be taking it down long.
Yeah, the Saints did a great job. They recovered some weaponry here too. Ooh, gonna get knocked up in the back. Andy gonna go down, but Gonna find the kill. There is Miggy. Now the Saints back into it. Now it'd be down to a 1v1, actually. So a couple trades going back and forth here now. Scratch and Miggy both gonna duke this one out to see who can take round 2 Miggy. He's gonna go for the planter. Should be able to get it down, but this swing should come sooner than later, and we'll see who ends up on top.
Yeah, Miggy not gonna move back to play the time here. He's just gonna hold the angle, and he is gonna win that one. St. Clair Academy evening it out now 1-1, and even keeping an M4 for themselves. Yeah. So that's going to be one player who's not going to have to buy anything. And with such cheap and effective weapons on this T side here, it should be good. Should be good to make something happen here. We're going to see 2 Galils, a Deagle, an AK. They've definitely got the weaponry to make this happen and, you know, make a lead start coming in their favor.
Yeah, and that's why last round was actually pretty big for the Saints to have. We saw a lot of rifles come out of U of T varsity there, and the Saints able to weather that storm, take a couple of those guns out of the hands, and then find a couple picks. And now, great one tap by they're going to shut down Abyss where he stands in. Just like that, once again, U of T going to take the early round lead, even though guns are still in St. Clair's favor.
Is just like a demon on the pistols? Like
Deagle Demon?
We've seen him 1-2 with the USP, just tap, and then he just walks up, peeks that corner, and gets the rifle back. That was the same rifle they lost last round as well.
We'll take that one back from you.
He wanted that revenge. You see Scratch here on the A site, setting up the smokes for his teammates, but he is not ready for the 3 players from Saints to be coming down long here. Taps Miggy down to 35. And he is actually able to find the kill with that P250. Andy, though, on the trade. And now, after a couple kills go over towards U of T, it's just JBH here coming up.
They are some pistol demons. Yeah. They are pistol demons.
They are. I mean, the Deagle efficiency there. Yeah. I don't got much else to say. That should have been all in St. Clair's favor. But like we said, this U of T team, not to be trifled with. This is why we were building up this match so much. Because the skill on both of these teams, it's probably some of the highest we're going to see in collegiate all year.
And I mean, to any team, if you only drop 2 rounds in one game and 1 in another back-to-back series, I don't care who you played. You're probably pretty good. So U of T, they're going to be feeling really, really good about this start. They're going to take St. Clair off that bye now. Going to go back and get some some rifles in their hands as well. Abyss going to go on to look for this early pick. Actually is going to find the swing on Timbus there. So great job by the Saints to find first blood. Oh, they're walking into a trap, though. Multiple members getting sprayed down, and they are getting absolutely massacred, the Saints. All onto Miggy. He will fall, and just like that, U of T wins that one in a hurry.
Yeah, Saints. After that eco, they should have enough to pull a buy to get... Oh, not enough, actually. I thought that's on me. I thought the money updated after the round.
Bank was closed.
Yeah, it seems like it updates the second they all die. That's good to know for future. Ironing out the kinks here with CS, but we're going to see pretty well a full buy coming out from U of T as 2 Deagles, right click onto Abyss. That's a bit of a blunder there as Abyss now going to be coming into these fights with 28 health. You cannot just be throwing out the swings. This is not your average MM game. You cannot be doing that.
28% HP buff or just possibly BM. Either way, Saints are going to find that first kill. Great job on the flank there. EB going to knock out 4 members of the Saints all by himself. And now, when things were looking pretty good, despite that early knife, into a 3v1, Scratch is going to pick up the last. And yet again, U of T survives with 3.
Yeah, I'm really concerned for the rest of Saints half here. I mean, we've seen them play this map before. You know that they know all the angles they can get peeked from. Yeah. The fact that we're seeing 5 Saints just looking party the whole time, watching washrooms, watching connector. You know there's long. Why are you not looking long, realistically? Or at least one player, right?
Someone's always got to check the back door. Can't let those flies in, man. You never know. And all it takes in CS is, like we said, one smoke goes down, someone gets around the flank you don't see, and 4 members are down immediately.
And EB always been in position to find some of these great, round-turning kills, and whether it's a quick one pick like that and he gets traded out, or just, 4 straight, JBH able to find one. Abyss finds the second. EB and Red Brick here on the site. Rotations coming through from the side of U of T. Saints should be able to play this slowly, try and take this lead where they can. Does have an op in hand, though, and We've seen his accuracy on something like a deagle. I don't even want to know what the op is like in this man's hands.
Yeah, double extendo, extra range, extra damage. A couple kills are going to go through, though. We're going to see a trade for either side there. Ooh, Red Brick going to find a great shot there to take out Rocket there. Oh, Abyss going to get the snap there. Is going to find that kill. Now into a 2v1. Going to find the headshot again. Now into a 1v1. Abyss looking pretty healthy as well, but he does have EB on the other side, who has been the absolute warlord for U of T so far. So pretty big 1v1 as well. As you said, the Saints don't want to let this half get away from them too early, and Plant does go through. Looks like EB got the info he needed, and he's going to find the kill he needs, and U of T will take another round.
Yeah, big round for U of T, and once again, the team damage came through for the Saints. Rocket actually took down JBH. Rocket team killed JBH while he was full blind. It said that there in the kill feed, which is absolutely brutal to see, especially on a round like that where you had such an advantage, right? But, you know, it's how the cookie crumbles in games like this. You know you're going to be getting hit by that utility, and if you decide to spray it down while you're full blind, you know, your team's around you.
All right, quick little fun anecdote. EB, I'm not sure what affiliation. He has a St. Clair background in Jersey in his profile picture. I'm not exactly sure who or when it's from, but he does have the picture, and he also has 3 to start the round. EB getting it done every way right now. The Saints have no answer for him. The mystery man in the photo just continuing to rack up bodies against the Saints.
Yeah, possibly previous
traitor,
player, I guess. Yeah, like a traitor, I guess. But so far, using his powers to take down the Saints, as it's just Rocket left here in the 1v5.
Pistol wins this, right? Surely?
Yeah, P250.
Surely?
Yeah, for $350, I think it does 100%.
Rocket. All on his back now in a 1v5. Just, yeah, basically waiting to peek. EB, I think that's either his 4th. I think that was his 4th of the round. Close to that ace again. I think that might be his 2nd or 3rd 4K in 7 rounds.
Yeah, 14 and 2 on EB right now. Just absolutely mowing through Saints almost every single round. Not to mention Red Brick there, who's been playing B this whole time and just absolutely holding it down. The utility is there to slow everyone down. You know, you're slowing them down for EB's rotation, but even the 1-2 players that slide through, Red Brick, he's ready there on the sprays. Yeah,
EB is basically face-checking the... Look, once again, is going to run up and try to get that grenade. So EB basically saying, I'm willing to take every single opening engagement, and I'm willing to live with the result because I know Red Brick has my back on the other side. And he's been on the positive end of every single one of these trades so far, so no reason for the confidence to shake just yet. The Saints down 6-1, a little bit of HP ticked off JBH. They're going to have to try to start making plays because we know in a game with economy, this can start to get very, very out of hand quickly.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the only thing keeping Saints at these buys at the moment is the loss bonus, and as 2 kills go their way, it's on that op. Absolute crack shot. He's able to find 2. The 3rd comes out to win the round. Oh my lord. Timbus found the other kill at the exact same time, and that's going to clean up the round. 7-1 for U of T. I mean, we talked about the scores. You had to be expecting it.
Yeah.
Dropping 6 rounds in the past 2 best of 3s. You know, you had to be expecting a dominant team to be coming on to the lobby here, onto the server, and just absolutely fragging out here on Overpass.
Yeah, the Saints are probably over this half already. They want to try to get something going here. Some damage is going to go through. A little bit of tick damage on the side of U of T. Nothing to really ride home about. The Saints will take any damage they can get, I guarantee at this point. They have to start trying to find these early picks. Miggy is going to first blood scratch there, but there is this gentleman by the name of EB still running around the server. You know, is going to fall to Abyss, and they're going to have to figure it out. Timbus going to get that trade. Now the Saints, pretty big advantage here. As I say that, immediately going to be nullified, and now U of T, numbers advantage yet again, and we'll play out the back half of this round now.
Yeah, and there's Abyss and Connector, but I can already see with the X-Ray, EB getting ready to flank. Abyss ready for it this time, and he wins the gunfight.
Huge.
Taking only 1 or 2 bullets himself there. 63 health still left on the kid. As now, he's got to try and make a duo play here with Rocket. They've got the numbers advantage. They've got the time to rotate out if necessary. Rocket entering with the bomb here, though.
What is he standing on, the pipe?
Oh, it's Counter-Strike.
I know.
He's standing on 1 pixel.
I know, absolutely. Oh,
the plant goes down.
Oh, no.
The metal. It's going to block those bullets just long enough, and Rocket even makes it out. Saints now set up for perfect post-plant. Red Brick just barely whiffing that last shot. And there it is from Rocket. That's going to be the second round cleaned up for St. Clair. A round that looked like it was down in the depths.
Yeah.
They're able to bring it back and find themselves their first win since that second round. But it is still going to be an uphill battle for the rest of this game.
Red Brick sure made that one closer than it had to be. Both of the Saints were ticked down to, I believe, like 50 HP there. So almost getting the outplay there, standing on that pixel on the backside of the box. But now the Saints are going to find that second round. They're going to have to try to find a way to snowball this lead now. You got to find a way to, kick U of T down in the dumps, step on the economy a little bit, and find some way to, chain at least 2 or 3 more rounds together in a row. Because as we've seen, if U of T gets hot, they pretty much have looked unstoppable from the games we've seen so far.
Yeah, for sure. And speaking of hot, coming out here with these perfect sprays. There's 3 kills straight for U of T. And I was just about to say, Miggy going to fall to Uno as well. Andy left in the 1v5 here. 2 players, though, body shotable, Uno and Timbus, but
that's a pretty big copium.
Yeah,
you can body shot him.
You could body shot him. You can take those rifles out of their hands. And there's the headshot onto EB. Scratch! He's going to peek out just short enough to make Andy whiff that shot. And he's able to find those kills, only losing EB in the process. And what I was about to say was, Saints have been good enough so far to be able to, at least on the rounds that they are taking, a lot of, absolutely getting violated.
Yeah.
Some of these rounds, EB coming in, finding a 4K.
Twice.
But a lot of them have also been very back and forth, and they've been able to take the guns out of U of T's hands, and that's kind of their only, saving grace right now. The fact that in that last buy round, U of T didn't have enough extra. They're going to have to rebuild up that economy because that last round, all of them were sitting on around $700 after the full buys. So at least you've got that for the Saints, but other than that, you just got to win your gunfights here. Yeah,
the Saints they've definitely found a little bit of success. Some of these rounds have come down to the wire, whether it's a 2v1 or a 3v2, trying to get to the end of these rounds and play it out. But as we've seen oftentimes, they are just getting picked a little bit too early, dropping those open engagements. And to a team this well coordinated in this, the way they can aim, can't really afford to continuously do that. So the Saints got to try to find a way to get back on the horse here. They do have a buy still not favorable, but they got to try to get at least a couple picks here.
Yeah, not favorable, but definitely something they can work with for sure. Abyss takes some damage from that molly though, and he is gonna fall in a fight to Uno. Rocket also gonna fall. Scratch and Timbus. EB just once again. U of T just ripping through Saints here. There's only 2 left. JBH and Andy. JBH sub 50 health, and that's going to be the kill coming through. 9-2 for U of T here. Continuing their reign of dominance here in NACE Starleague in map 1. And, when you're starting here and you're the Saints, I don't know. Do you play for next half? Do you play for next map? What's the play here, Jobin?
It's tough. It's tough to kind of get your mind back in the game, but maybe I know it's not Valorant. Maybe we'll see a 9-3 curse if the Saints can take this round. So coping hard. You're going to see the buy. Obviously, not going to be in the Saints' favor there. More than likely, we'll end up dropping this round, barring some sort of miraculous play. But they just need to try to find a way to win. Try to win 2 rounds to everyone. I know that sounds easier said than done. Red Brick getting a little spray there through the wall. Not going to get the kill, but nonetheless, had the right idea. U of T just so strong so far in this early game. They just don't really give any openings for the Saints to make a lot of plays. They seem to have the back line, everything kind of buttoned up. EB is making phenomenal solo plays while the rest of the team is anchoring him well. It's kind of hard, like you said, it's kind of hard to see where to go from the Saints, but ultimately, winning gunfights, it sounds dumb and easy, but it ultimately is the way to do things, or hit a nasty flank like that and get a free kill on EB.
Yeah, taking down EB that early in the round is something to show for yourself, but Scratch taking down IGL there. Miggy gonna be out of the play for the rest of the round here. If Andy can come back with that rifle in time, but the time is not there. Andy falls. Timbus finding a double. Scratch finding a triple that round. And 10-2 now for U of T varsity. They could be looking at a 13-2 half here.
Yeah, EB up to 18 kills so far, so just absolute massacre on the server so far. We're going to see a couple double digits for the other members of UAT as well. Red Brick going to be at 11, going to be up to that 10 mark, members at 9 and 8, the Saints. say they found a little bit of success, but it's just they get to that mid part of the round, and honestly, part of it has been they've just been behind in the economy 80% of these rounds, and we saw them. They stole an eco round early in the game, so it's clearly possible, but to consistently try to win like that, not going to work against these well-buttoned-up teams.
Yeah, for sure, and I think in the end, a lot of times, it's just coming down to these 1v1s.
Yeah.
They're just getting outshot, and in a game like Counter-Strike, that's really what it comes down to. There it is, like I said, just the crosshair placement, the reaction time, everything is there. EB, probably, I wouldn't be surprised if this guy's at like 25 kills at this point in the game. We'll see after this round. Andy, op in hand now. But we've seen him strong on this op before. But attacker's side, it's just hard to make it work. JBH, when you take down EB though, definitely have something to work with. At 27 health, I believe that's one body shot from a rifle here. So if you're able to take down that opper, you could definitely find yourself in a very good position this round. But time is ticking down out of Saints' favor here. 45 seconds, and U of T's got an idea of where the Saints team is at as well.
Yeah, Andy did recover the bomb, but it took the Saints quite a long time to actually get the bomb and finally rotate over. So I think that U of T is going to have a pretty good read on this, and Andy, he's going to have to make something happen on this op. You don't want to lose that one. This is a pretty heavy buy from the Saints, pretty heavy investment. You don't want to drop around like this, but great job. Andy is going to find the value he's looking for. Now they're going to send these nades out. They're going to try to get this plant down, but Miggy going to find that second frag as well, so they are going to open up the site a little bit. They should be able to get the plant, and now playing 3v2, they do have low HP, but very winnable. Now into a 3v1, all going to be on Red Brick. Will he be able to make the play and put U of T to 11?
Yeah, perfect entry for Miggy to open up the site. Red Brick finds JBH with the nade. Left in the 1v2 now. Miggy from behind, or from truck there actually. He's able to find that pick. Find the third round for the Saints. At least you're not sitting there at a 13-2 half now. Yeah,
that's the last thing you want to be against a team like this is down that bad. Because at least at the Saints, if you can make it 10-5, reasonable amount, there's not unreasonable doubt that you could come back in the game or try to make a run in the second half. Because if, say, 10-5, if you can just take 2 to every 1 round and try to push it back, you can slowly crawl your way back in, because the thing is, you're not going to get it all back at once. You have to slowly pace this game out. You're going to have to play for the long game at this point. So the Saints just got to stay focused, got to stay dialed in, and try to minimize the mistakes as often as possible.
Going for a very aggressive play on the op here and falls to JBH. Op now down from U of T, only rifles available, and it's going to be hard for one of their players to go and pick that up as well.
Yeah, that's a good thing about that gun being in no man's land, taking a very large weapon out of there, and Andy still going to be on this op rocket. Great job to hold tunnel there. Is going to find that kill on Red Brick. So now the Saints, this is the exact kind of round you want to try to walk away winning with 3 or 4 members alive at least. You don't want to give in to too many bad fights. JBH is going to fall to EB. It's hard to force a good fight with that guy going around the server. Abyss is going to find that second kill, so looking very, very good for the Saints. Once again, EB. EB completely controls tunnels. I'm just going to say it right now. This guy is like 7-0 in tunnels.
Yeah.
Stop peeking it. Has absolutely locked it down. Miggy going to get the kill on Scratch. Now 3v1 for the Saints, so they're going to look to maybe not lose one more gun here. They are going to find that pick, so excellent job to play those numbers and not to give up too much there at the end.
Yeah, you're grabbing rounds back for yourself at this point. Make it a 10-5 half. Finish this half strong, and the Saints definitely, like you said, not unreasonable to be able to take 10 rounds in the next half there. U of T trying to make it 11 here. They don't really have the buy for it. That's good to see for the Saints. But with a player like EB, I wouldn't be surprised to see him send it tunnels with that MP9 as well.
And on that pistol, we've seen a couple nasty flicks already out of and we're still going to have the rifle on Scratch there. So they got a couple things they can work with, but if you're saying, Claire, this is honestly a round you have to have. There's not really an excuse to lose this one unless you really blunder, and even then, I don't think you can call that an excuse, but this is a round.
Look at EB in the smoke.
Oh my goodness. EB has no fear for his life.
No fear. The smoke pops. He's going to take a little bit of damage. Drops one at his feet, and he falls. Numbers advantage now in St. Clair's hands as they start bombarding this B site. They're going to be throwing bodies in there. Nades are going to drop. Only one player left on site. Timbus finds 2 before the trade comes out. Scratch on the flank. Now left in a 2v2. Andy taking some damage. Op in Andy's hands. Miggy, some great shots coming out to clean up the round. 10-5 half there. Saints, you had me worried for a sec, but
wow.
at least you're able to take that back at the end of the half here. You can see ending that half, EB 21 kills. Miggy leading the Saints there with 16, but look at the death difference, 16 to 11. You're seeing 15, 14 deaths compared to sub-double digits and 11 on Scratch.
Yeah, and EB, the fact that he survived as long as he did that first engagement is kind of crazy. A little bit worrisome, but luckily the Saints were able to close that one out, although it was not for the faint of heart, and now they're going to run it back in the second half here. Now the eco resets, so if there's ever a time to try to get back in this game, you want to try to take these first couple rounds, snowball that eco, maybe even push it to something like 12-9, 11-9 in a perfect world where you're still behind, but it's at least within punching distance.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with you there. Looks like side of UFT just going to be taking this aggressive onto A site here. 2 from Andy. The tab's coming out. The 3rd. And he finds the 4th here. Miggy going to be tapping that one out. Miggy takes a headshot of his own, though. 16 health left on the IGL here. Andy looking for the 4th of the round is going to fall. Miggy going to fall as well. You cannot let Scratch make this work.
Oh, this will be
Gotta stick that bomb. He's trying to stick it, and he is able to. That is going to be pistol round going over to Saints Academy. What am I watching here, Joe? This is a heart pounder here.
That's a head scratcher, a heart pounder. I just a little bit confusing, but the Saints almost falling apart there at the end. So the plan did go through, but they're somehow able to hang on, and that's a huge round. Now we're going to see some pretty heavy equipment coming out of the side of UFT. So we know they're a confident team. They feel like they maybe shouldn't have lost 1 or 2 of these rounds. They're ready to put their money where their mouth is, try to put on these rifles and try to bury the Saints here. And the Saints, a little bit of a half buy here, a little bit of a mix, but they're going to feel pretty confident as far as money goes going forward as well.
Yeah, I mean, you took more rounds off of UFT right now than any team did in the past 2 series.
True.
So if anyone's got a chance to take down this undefeated team right now, it's the Saints here in map 1. This actually moving up this construction here. He's over by sandbags. No one to peek. Just going to be holding that angle. Just a lot of...
Wow.
They're trying to just spray through that board back and forth at each other. Andy, damage onto EB.
Kobe.
Flash going to come out. Not going to be good. EB is on that rotation towards long.
I'll tell you what, though. As long as he has health, he is a force to be reckoned with. And we are going to see a 2 for 2. So now 3v3, JBH, 1 HP and a dream potentially here. So literally fighting for his life. Andy is going to fall now. So that's going to spell a lot of trouble for the Saints. You had EB low immediately to start the round. You got Red Brick tagged down to mid to sub 50 there. And now JBH on 1. Rocket going to be full HP, but it is a 2v3. Fantastic positioning by Red Brick. Going to easily find that kill on JBH. And now all on to Rocket to try to make some sort out of this one.
Yeah, now the entire side of UFT rotating back towards that B site, gonna be putting the plant down there. Rocket comes over, clears A. He's like, all right, hold on.
Who wants it?
Wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
Oh, and it's planted.
Yeah.
So he's gonna have to send it back down towards B now. Rocket, I mean, seen the aim on him. It's possible. Don't get me wrong. Tap's trying to come out. One body shot would take down EB there on Monster.
Timing.
There's the kill from Yuno. The Galil going to be finding the headshot. 11-6 now for U of T. Starting to bring that momentum back into their hands.
Yeah, the Saints got to get a hold of this one before it starts to slip out of reach here. We know U of T, they're going to immediately go full rifles there. They're going to try to go full here and try to bury the Saints. We know if they can bury the Saints economy, push this to 12-13, I don't really see a road to come back for the Saints, so they're going to have to really buckle down, and even though this buy is not going to be a good one, they have to try to find one of these next 2 rounds somehow, or this one is not going to be in the books, but I'll tell you what, the story will be almost written by then.
Yeah, for sure. Now we're seeing EB, Yuno, taking aggressive up mid here. 4 players from the Saints about to come down long. EB, he's heard them. There's 1, there's 2, and there's 4 for EB. Rocket, the only one left on site here with an MP9, just gonna fall to Timbus. 12-6, double the score for U of T over the Saints here, and what a round from EB. I mean, they tried to do the same thing to EB that EB did to them, and it just did not work out. EB the game sense, he's too smart.
I mean, yeah, on top of the good aim, he's just in the perfect spot. He just reads it so beautifully, and the kills come so quickly. Nobody on the Saints really has time to react until that third or fourth person, and by then, he already has the advantage. He's wide swinging at that point because he knows the kills are pretty much free at that point, and that is a heartbreaker for the Saints. Now, you have an absolute mountain to climb, but they are going to find first blood on EB, so Copium, and 4 down as I finish my sentence, and it looks more than likely. There it is. Before I could even finish my sentence about first blood, the Saints are going to get absolutely wiped off the map.
Yeah, 4 for EB in the last round, 4 for just now in that round as well. 4K is just going back and forth to the side of U of T here. Saints looking desperate in this match now.
Yep.
They're at this point, I think you do gotta play for Dust 2.
Yeah. No, at this point they're playing for Vertigo because I mean you have to get through Dust 2 first, but they're trying to get back to one of their comfort picks, and they're gonna have a full buy this time. They're gonna have to make it work because they're running out of options right now. And honestly, I think Mickey's the only one so far that's positive, only one that's been finding, the good value out of these trades most of the game. And once again, who else but EB to get first blood?
Oh yeah. 2 coming in. Red Brick gonna find the second kill there. Miggy kill onto Opera is gonna be down from the side of U of T. Miggy finding Timbus as well. But EB, he's still on just this opposite side of the map, flanky rotation, flanky positioning, and he's already ready to try and make something happen towards this A side. Bomb now picked up from Red Brick there. Gonna have to make this full rotation as EB clears out the site himself with 9 health. This round should be all in St. Clair's favor, and there's the kill coming out from Abyss. Now Red Brick in the 1v3. Abyss at 8 health, 16 on Red Brick.
Yeah, thank goodness that U of T had a whopping 25 HP between the last 2 members. Red Brick is going to find a kill there on Abyss, but luckily, Rocket and Miggy going to be there for the shutdown, and the Saints going to move on to 7 in a round they absolutely have to have, and you'll catch me saying that every round until the game is over every time they win.
Yeah, they absolutely do have to have it. I mean, you're down this much here, and as much as some of these rounds are tight, there's just been some absolute
not tight ones.
Yeah, exactly. You're losing rounds like that. It's the problem for the Saints right now is the rounds where they don't get those trades back.
Yeah.
Where they aren't able to get 1 or 2 kills at least on U of T, because you can just see the money absolutely piling up there in their pockets. 7K from there. He's got enough to buy as many ops as he wants in the coming rounds. He's going to stick to the 8K for now, but scratch some wall bangs actually takes a little bit of damage onto Abyss as well. That's the game sense coming through. Timbus with 1, JBH on the trade, scratch absolutely battling it out there. And once again, after all the trades are said and done, it's U of T with the numbers advantage.
This feels like the biggest game of blink and you'll miss it I've ever casted, I've ever watched. It's like even if you look away for a quarter second, 4 bodies on the floor all of a sudden, and they've mostly been on the Saints side. EB, once again, gonna find the kill. Up to 14-7 now. EB, absolute warpath this game. Look, up to 29 frags.
Yeah, that round took only 38 seconds.
Wow.
According to Counter-Strike. But yeah, that was very, very quick there. Not even, U of T not even playing defaults on this T side anymore. They're not playing for info. They're not playing for, executes. They're playing for picks. They're playing for skirmishes. They're just playing for kills at this point.
Yeah.
They don't need to get any plants down because, who needs the plant when you're getting all your money from just straight kills? Yeah,
and they've done such a good job. It's been so clean so many of the rounds. Tim is going to find 1, 2, 3. Down for the Saints. Switch to the pistol. Finds 4. Will he be able to find the 5th, though, with the help of Going to swing. Not going to find the kill, but who else? There for the trade. And just as we said again, how long was that round? 8 seconds, it felt like?
Yeah, basically 3 kills going over to Timbus there. One of the players who actually hasn't been on that kill feed as much for U of T. And
what does that say? When the one we haven't called gets a 4K 2 seconds in.
It is what it is. U of T now on match point. They're going to be ready to take map 1 here. Ready to take it into Dust 2. And the next game is really going to be the interesting one because, we don't see Dust 2 a lot in Counter-Strike. A lot of Counter-Strike players not big fans of the map, I think, but at the same time, it's like a classic Counter-Strike
It's a necessary evil.
Exactly. Actually, damage coming out onto EB there at the starting of the round. something we don't see too much. First kill goes over to Saints, but traded back immediately. Miggy finds Yuno in the back. Andy onto EB as well. This round not done for the Saints just yet. This game's not done for the Saints just yet, as only 2 players left from U of T here.
Timbus. Oh, only 16 HP. We've seen so many times, so many members are down to like, not quite single digit HP, but 15, 20 HP trying to figure out what is going on. So far, that 4v2 the Saints. On match point, Red Brick gonna find the kill. Now into a 3v2 Timbus. Again, on low HP, but we've seen U of T, if they thrive off anything, it's low HP clutches. And the Saints, as we said, cannot afford to drop yet one more round. So we'll have to see Timbus gonna grab the bomb here. They're gonna have to make some kind of rotation play here, but the Saints are holed up pretty well. They're over at B, so we'll have to see what they have in mind here.
Yeah, back in spawn. 30 seconds here for U of T. And honestly, from the side of U of T, I don't see them not going for this.
No, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, exactly. Like, try to take this game. You've got the money to rebuy for your entire team should you need to next round. 14k there on Yuno. He's getting ready to cap at 16k.
Yeah.
Like, it's just the absolute lead that U of T has found. Miggy, the double spray down, though. 7 rounds away for the Saints. So, like we said, the comeback, it's doable, but your back's against the wall. You got to be forcing out every single round here, winning every single round here, and really not dropping too many players as well, because the second those guns are out of your hand, it just makes the next round that much harder.
Can we cope any harder? We will find out. The Saints on to 8 now, have 7 rounds in a row to make this one up and push it to overtime, so they're going to have their work cut out for them, and once again, going to be a pretty hefty buy from the side of U of T and the Saints. Going to be a pretty good buy, but not exactly what you want. All going to flood into the tunnel there. Smokes and a molly came through, it looks like, but no kills found just yet. Scratch and Timbus going to find that first blood, and Timbus going to find 2. EB finding the third. I think Redbrick's shooting a teammate there a little bit too, so going to tag up Yuno, I believe it is, but nonetheless, U of T gets plant. It's 5v2, and it looks like we'll be heading over to Dust 2.
Yeah. Miggy and Andy. Fight's not going to go Miggy's way. EB finds that kill solo, and Andy trades back onto Scratch here, but bomb is ticking down. 1v4 situation for you, Andy. Can you save the game? That is gonna be it. U of T taking it 16-8 here. Much closer than their last couple games, don't get me wrong, but definitely taking the win over the Saints there pretty dominantly as well.
Yeah, there was a couple rounds there where the Saints definitely looked like they may have had some flash. They had a bunch of members got to low HP like several rounds in a row, but ultimately U of T, we saw way too many 4Ks for a team to come back. I think EB had 3 4Ks. Timbus had 1. Yuno was popping off with the Deagle and then the op later in the game. It just felt like U of T so well-rounded. And literally, like you said, they got to the point of the game where they're just like, yeah, we're just going to play for picks. It's 14-7. We have pretty much infinite money in the bank at this point. Saints can only buy so often to try to catch up. So they knew they had the advantage. They took full advantage and they're going to take Saints out. Not fairly easily, but they looked like they had that one wrapped up pretty well the entire game.
Yeah, and it really just came to that lead that they built up. We saw that the Saints can win rounds. Like, we saw that they can play as a team, play smart, play for picks there, and win the rounds. But really, it just came down to the fact that some of these rounds are just Eco running in, everyone's got a Deagle, and EB just spraying them down. Timbus spraying them down, right? Yuno spraying them down. There was one round where it should have been all in Saints' favor. Yuno finds a 3K with the op and is able to take it. Like, it's just how these games play out sometime, and U of T just the stronger team on overpass today. Yeah.
I think we will throw it to a very, very quick break. Just a 1 or 2 minute break to get the lobby reset and everything, fix anything that's going on. So we're going to come back on the other side. Saints are down 1-0 right now, trying to dig out of the hole against U of T.
Here coming into the end of the game. Last 15 seconds going to come in. Quint trying to find one. Cats just barely taps it off.
This is very much, they have all the time in the world to get it back. Spoods trying to get it done by himself. Now Quint's going to be there for the follow. Not able to find that second touch. Kamal is going to be there for the follow. And bang, home. The Saints are like pretty heavily committing up on this mid line too, and I think that might start to be a slight issue if they can't defend well.
Yeah, Spoods trying to get another one of those nose dribbles and
handoff. Yeah. Misfire, 2 members eyeing down the ball, neither going to chase it. That will leave you in a world of hurt, especially if it's in the crease. South Carolina once again just maximizing the chances. They see a window, they're taking it. You know, they're opening the window, running right through it, jumping in, and the Saints trying to get back in the score sheet here. They're trying to get a couple shots back to back. Spoons and Quint maybe tied up a little bit. Spoons, great job to get by the defender, gonna set up Quint. Oh, well, great job is gonna get demoed there as Quint, and now Kamal trying to find the second touch. Will he get the angle? Not gonna quite get the angle on Og there. And now back into the corner once more. Spoons gonna get the reset, try to find something over the middle. Gonna see Quint, and Spoons gonna putting engagement. So he's more than happy to keep contesting. Rocket pushed up very, very far here. Gonna try to find something. Is gonna find one. Two on the spray. Gonna find the third. Gonna find the fourth. Can he find the fifth? Ace. One more to play. Got the pistol and an ace right up on the start of the round. Rushes up. Drops all 5 off, and the Saints are going to take...
Have been really spotted out or given any info on their position, so looks like they're setting up for this B hit, and there already 2 picks coming out from the Saints.
Yeah, a setup it was. They're going to find a third there. Multiple members getting involved. Rocket going to get taken out there, so now we're down to the 4v2. We got RD whipping Domingo, trying to make some kind of play here. Smoke is going to go through. I believe Amali's going to go through as well. Mig once again going to find that pick, and now all on Domingo with this off, so he is going to get shut down right away by
the only person to stop anything getting ready from the Saints, but they're just shift walking it all the way towards hearing Lemur in the back of JBH. Rocket, you're here to shoot these out, and you find
It's really going to not allow Wayland to get out of the spawn for a little bit.
Yeah, and using that slow can actually set up your Widowmaker pretty nicely, because if Emran already has pretty nasty aim, a character moving at half speed is going to be pretty freeload for him to get those picks, and we've seen they're finding those early picks on the DPS every single time. Crime going to find that kill onto Waifu there, and now Squeak once again just W-king with this. Reinhardt taking out everybody left and right, swinging through left and right. Going to find 3 kills there, and the Saints on an absolute tear right now. Now up to Sepias and supports both find picks consistently. Definitely a very good sign for them. So they're gonna love this start, and they're gonna watch these plays back and be in love with it.
Yeah, and seeing that Baptiste at the end,
he feels comfortable in any single role, and the Saints are gonna use it. And the Saints are absolutely slaughtering Wayland to start things off.
yeah, with a Symmetra choice on the side of the Saints, which we haven't seen that. So
In the sim, you know, it's just like focus sim turret the entire, that's all the comms are. So
yeah,
you understand how frustrating it is to play against it, especially on a start like this. You just get that free turret damage or the free laser damage right off the door, and then you basically just play back to your backline, and their backline has been flawless so far, just about.
Especially with a mini rework to Symmetra on her teleporter.
Yeah.
I used to be a Symmetra main, actually, so I was honestly, whoa.
Saints are just, this is Crime. Cart hasn't even been touched yet. Crime finding every headshot right now. Going to be a little widow on widow Crime, so to speak there, and he cannot be stopped right now in this backline. And Wayland, I'm not sure exactly what you try to swap through or what play you try to make, but you got to dig deep in the bag for something here, because they haven't found a single thing so far. And look at the Symmetra damage just burning through the side of Wayland. They can't go anywhere.
Yeah, and like you said, there's with no second tank.
These headshots, Emran is going to find the first pick, but that Moira Orb going to come back to get him. So nice little 1-for-1 trade. We're going to see Silver on the Orisa now. So I think a much better frontlining tank pick. You get the deflect. The rework for Orisa made Orisa one of the strongest tanks in the entire game. You get the fortify with the gold armor. You get the deflect. Yeah. The ultimate has much more value than it did before as far as like team fighting and everything. Heisenberg can end up off the map there, I believe, probably at Lucio's hands, and the Saints are going to wipe this one out. Red X is going to find 3 on the triple, and the Saints, just like that, they're going to clean that one.
Getting 1 or 2 seconds on the site before somebody's coming to contest it, and with that, they found themselves a nice 20-point lead here as the Saints.
And welcome back in, everybody. We saw map 1, unfortunately, not going to go the side of the Saints over there on Overpass. UFT taking it 16-8. In semi-convincing fashion. They looked like they kind of had a stranglehold of the game. Didn't really let it go back to the Saints side the entire way, but the Saints, they have a chance to regain here on Dust 2.
Yeah, and aggressive CT plays here from the Saints. Coming up lower tons here. Abyss able to find one. Scratch trading it back onto JBH. Abyss throwing pot shots out where he can, but none of them are going to land. There's Scratch on the close angle. He's able to hit that headshot. The bomb is now already down. Post-plant situation for U of T. Explosive pistol round coming out here.
Yeah, a lot of back and forth early on. Both these teams want to get in there. They want to skirmish. And we saw U of T last round or last game. They definitely want to fight. They like their ability. They like their confidence. And we saw a little bit in the warm-up as well. They were shooting Sanger like there was no tomorrow. And now, just like that, they are going to take that first pistol in convincing fashion. 4 still on the board.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. We saw last game, Saints, if they opt for a force here, you know, it can happen, but AKs to the side of U of T. Maybe you don't want to risk it.
Ooh.
Andy with the scout in hand, but no, they are going to opt for it.
It is
3
risky.
Eagles, an MP9. Scout, I want to see Andy heading mid with that, trying to make, trying to get some long-range picks here.
Yeah.
The Opera, the team.
I mean, if you're going to buy that this early, you have to make a play. Otherwise, it's kind of a wasted buy at that point. Like, you have to... You don't want to die and make a dumb play, but you kind of... if you're going to buy that this early, you have to be the one to try to make a play or find at least 1 kill with that.
Yeah, and there it is, the headshot coming down onto Timbus, and can't forget though, body shots with the scout still chunk very, very heavily. Abyss on the site there, the AK gonna be winning that weaponry battle as Red Brick takes a kill. JBH finding one for himself, but now it's Andy. Scout on the retake, taps, but they're not gonna land. EB
Look at the HP.
takes the last 2 that round.
Oh, the health of U of T so low for multiple members. The Saints, couple more pistol shots go their way, and they could possibly be looking at that round win. But alas, that is not how things played out. And once again, now U of T going to have this early 2-0 lead. They're going to have full AKs here, and I believe the Galil as well there to round things out. And the Saints, going to be a whole lot of pistols on the left side of the screen there for you. Yeah, Abyss got the Yosemite Sam dual shooter.
We love the dualies. We call those the pistol round AKs round. They're just going to be taking another one of these aggressive pistol rounds down mid. No kills going to be going towards the side of the Saints. Rocket finds one headshot onto EB, but it's the same kind of situation we've seen last game. 1 pinch down now. Andy going to fall in the end. And, I mean, well, what can you really expect out of a almost full save like that going into, a fully bought out U of T? And taking 1 rifle out of EB's hands, not the worst thing in the world, but it really just comes down to throwing away a round like that really, really hurts, because it's the real reason we saw Saints so far behind last game.
And again, it's an early round, like first 20 seconds, another 4K for U of T. They just find some way for one player. Obviously, the entire team is there to anchor, but there's always one player that just cuts that angle and just finds massive value on the spray. Scratch already up to 8-0 so far in this game, and now actually, EB gonna find that first pick onto JBH. Is getting that molly ready to toss.
Yeah, Abyss through the smoke gonna find Andy on the crack there. Not fast enough on the shot. Now we see Timbus at double doors mid here. The spray comes out. Rocket wins it. Headshot gonna come down. Juiced in there. Taking down Abyss. 1 player left in spawn. Andy the op. To find the shots. It's a 2v2 now down to a 1v2 after Scratch finds the kill onto Rocket Cat. Bomb only comes down now. The only issue is you're trying to retake with an op here in a 1v2.
And Scratch has been on fire this game to kick things off, so not going to be an easy kill. Maybe Andy can find the angle here. Not going to quite peek it in time, though. He will get spotted out by Red Brick there. The kill is going to go through, and now U of T up to an early 4-0 lead.
Yeah, there's that player playing Car. Going to be having the crossfire from Cat there as well. They were set up for that post plant, and now it's 4-0 U of T. Even bigger lead than we saw from last game.
Yeah, U of T, this is the thing. St. Clair, after how we saw last game going, already seeing Scratch get that early 4K, now going to be opping. I'm not sure how many rounds they're really able to throw away before things start to get a little bit dicey, so even though they're going to be back on pistols and they're probably not going to be able to take this one, I mean, you got to start making plays somewhere or the other. And U of T just making more plays so far. Once again, 25 seconds into the round, 4 Saints down on the turf.
I can't even knock Andy there, though. He was sitting lower tons trying to find a Zeus kill. I mean, you got to try it sometimes, but even at that range, the Zeus not going to kill, and now it's 5 rounds over to U of T.
They're not
the money just absolutely stacking up in their pocket. Double op here
No
from
shot
St.
they hold
Clair.
that. Do they?
They have to hold it. There's no selling in CS.
Oh my goodness, I forgot. Wow. So they're going to be locked into 2 ops, Miggy and Andy. Both going to try to get something going. The Saints, they've pretty much pushed all their chips to the middle of the table here. They're going to try to make a play here. Andy is going to find that first pick, so phenomenal start, but they got a lot more work to do.
Yeah, but the interesting part here is they don't know that there's that second op on Miggy.
True.
They think they've spotted out the one op. They're like, all right, guys, he's mid. Let's send it down long here. They don't know that this second op is ready to hold, but with the utility coming down, Miggy just not going to be able to grab any information for his team here. Second one comes out of Andy. Flash going to pop. Red brick, though, perfectly in front of that one. Not going to get touched by it. Andy's holding this. There it is.
Beautiful.
Third for Andy in the round. And if it comes down to, you know, double op, just don't push anything and let them come to you. I mean, you take the rounds where you can. You take the kills where you can. Fourth kill gonna come out. Now U of T's like,
now I
hold
look
on.
foolish.
Second op.
They're like, what? Hold on. And now I look foolish too, thinking, oh, double op? And the ops will find all 5 of the kills. Andy gonna find 3, Miggy gonna find 2. So double op, getting it done for the Saints. And honestly, who cares how you get it done right now?
Yeah, at this point, I mean, we've seen teams on this map here. There is a literal painting on the wall of a T-side character with 3 ops in their hand.
Yeah.
I mean, it has been done, right? So you can't knock them for that, and they find the win where they can. Now 1-5 here. U of T still in the lead. Full buy coming out as well. Yuno's got that op to be able to try and duel it out once again here top mid, and it goes Andy's way once again. This is more of the Andy we saw from last week. Abyss gonna fall.
I was about to say that's the EB we saw from last game. Luckily, he got shut down, though, and I think Yuno had the op as well. So Andy, once again, going to take that op out of his hands, and only 1 op now in the hands of the Saints. I'm a little bit sad U of T didn't counter with the double op as well, but, you know, they got to be feeling good about their buy one way or the other. Although the Saints now into a 4v2, still got that op in Andy's hand, and he has been lights out so far with it from downtown.
Yeah, holding that little pixel there. Flash going to come through, and there it is. Line him up and shoot him down. Andy with that op, holding St. Clair together right now in this Dust 2 game.
Yeah, they're going to need this one pretty badly. U of T off to a pretty good start, but now going to be all on Scratcher sitting in a 4v1, and the Saints are absolutely content to not move a muscle until they absolutely have to. They're just going to find the info they need on Scratch, try to find this pick one way or the other. Send some grenades out, try to get some intel, try to at least get some sort of a push going for himself.
Yeah, but you're walking into Andy with that op. Has to walk through double doors here. Shots onto Rocket. Able to take Andy down through the smoke. This is big for Scratch. Forced to come through window now. Tries to jump peek it. Not gonna get spotted out by Rocket, or just not gonna... Rocket not gonna take the bait. Shots now coming down. Rocket able to find the kill and close out St. Clair's second round.
Yeah, once again, even when things look pretty much impossible for U of T, they find some way to kind of make it a little bit closer than it looks like on the surface. Getting a lot of members low, gonna find a kill or 2 in the end of that clutch there, and Saints gonna put Miggy back on that. They're gonna double op it once more, it does look like. So the Saints, they're committed to the strategy. I don't hate it the way they've had success, but ultimately, it is a very high risk, high reward strategy.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, because you look at Andy, you look at Miggy right now, no money in the bank on either of them. The second those ops are out of hand, you're putting yourself at such a disadvantage, but when you're taking the numbers advantage like this with that op, Timbus evening it back out. Can he find Abyss on the right? No, Abyss finds the trade. 2 players left from U of T. I don't think we've seen a round this close in a while.
No, Saints do still have both ops in hand as well. Now, Yuno and Red Brick going to be swinging together. Timing going to be good. Yuno's going to find 1, and just like that, U of T gonna even up that numbers game just a little bit, but Yuno low on HP. Miggy gonna find that headshot. Fantastic op work from both of the Saints so far this game. Honestly been the one thing keeping them in this game, unironically. Yuno is gonna find 1. Gonna get some spray down on Miggy on the other. Find some damage. Great read there by Abyss and Rocket. They will find the kill, and now Saints pushing, I believe that is 3 in a row now, so they're starting to make a game out of this.
Yeah, Rocket on that rotation. Perfect spot there to watch. You're watching both long, you're watching the drop from Cat, while Miggy is watching Cat with that op. Great little 2-man setup there from the Saints. And now only 2 rounds down. Definitely, you know, much closer of a game here for Saints. And, you know, when you're the Saints coming into the starting of the game and you're already keeping it this close, I think it also helps the mental a little bit, right? When you're not just staring down that lead, that gargantuan lead. Andy.
Check his PC.
Oh my god, someone check his PC. Wow. Taps not going to come out from the Tech 9. Going to be walking into this op here. Andy is actually going to fall. Rocket on the trade. Finds the second. Finds the third. Going in for 4. Abyss is going to find the 4th onto EB. And Rocket off the trade on Andy. Taking Andy's death absolutely capitalizing on it. Gonna find 3 for themselves there. And Abyss cleaning up the round here. 4-5. Now we're almost dead even.
Yeah, this is we have a game on our hands all of a sudden. All it took was double up, multiple rounds of Andy getting an absolute absurd kill down that mid area. Whether it was through the smoke getting a headshot, I think, like, honestly, all 4 rounds they've been double opping. I think Andy found first blood in the exact same spot.
Yeah, that last round, he literally found that through the baldness of the character's head. Like,
little shine on there.
Yeah, it was glimmering like when you see the sniper in Warzone, like it's poking out towards you. Abyss going for another one of these aggressive plays onto Cat. Gonna fall to EB. JBH full flash from himself there. EB gonna find the second as now the numbers advantage straight to U of T. Miggy trading one back with that op. Gotta put these ops into action now. Wow, what a tap.
Yeah, that
EB,
was something.
third of the round. Taking down the opper as well. Rocket.
Which opper?
Yeah, which opper. Throwing it back on EB. Now, much, realistic, much more realistic here for the Saints to be able to make this retake happen.
Yeah, one only tricky thing. Andy has been absolutely unstoppable with the op, but using an op in a 2v3 retake with half your HP missing, there's easier plays to make in Counter-Strike, so he's going to have his work cut out for him, as will Rocket there. Yeah, honestly, for the Saints, especially now, this is a beautiful thing about getting back into the game. You can actually start to play the macro game of saving, trying to save to invest in different rounds and try to delay rounds from wasting all your money and everything. So they can just try to play for these exit picks. Rocket, though, is going to get shot up a bit. They're going to get some info. Both members might be in trouble here. Grenade is going to come through. They're going to find the kill onto Yuno, so now into a 2v2, but again, they're still just trying to play for these exits. Rocket might be able to get a second one here if the timing works out. One more second here. We'll have to see if anyone wants to show. Oh, the kill will be found on Andy. Oh, all the kills going to go through. Absolute crushing for the Saints. Op down, all the rifles down, and they lose the round on an attempted save. Just could not have gone worse at the end.
It was so close to like a perfect save round. You find the one, you take another rifle out of their hands, and you almost save that op, but great push there from U of T at the end, closing it off post-round there. Now, double op still going to be invested from the Saints here. I love it. If that's the Dust 2 strategy, that's the Dust 2 strategy. Andy finding the first one on an aggressive swing there. Half blind on that shot as well. Abyss taking down EB. It seems like that's going to be the fight every round, that cat fight.
Yeah.
EB versus Abyss. Unless you see Andy opping there, you know that EB is going to be pushing up that cat, and you know Abyss is going to be right there to meet him.
Yeah, and these ops are like family heirlooms. They just get passed down from generation to generation for the Saints. Keep them in coup as long as possible. Miggy gonna be holding this angle long near mid doors. Gonna prime the grenade there, try to get some info out of there. Still gonna be holding the angle. Timbus gonna be walking up here. Got a couple members nearby him as well to try to maybe make some kind of push here, but the Saints, they got 5 alive. They're gonna try to hold strong here, and maybe Miggy smells one. He sneaks out Yuno there, and now 5v2.
Yeah, beautiful CT round here. Timbus finds one. Can you find the second onto Abyss? Abyss finds the shots there, and wow, Andy gonna clean it up with that op, keeping it once again to just this 1 round differential. A much different game here on Dust 2, which I think a lot of it comes down to Dust 2 being a much more straightforward map than Overpass.
Yeah, that's what it seems to be like as well. And honestly, when's the last time you can honestly say you saw the double op go this well? How often we see the double op? A, B, the fact that I believe they've taken 5 out of 6 rounds double opping.
Yeah, well, I mean, you take it, right? That's gonna be their setup here for Dust 2, so it's gonna work out. No, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Keep it going. Rocket full blind here on site. So many flashes are gonna come out. Attacking side also full blind here. The pistol shot's not going to be good onto Timbus. He makes it out with 5 health there. And now all of U of T set up on site. Molly going to be coming in. Incendiary towards the back. Not going to take out Timbus though. Still living with 5 health here. Numbers advantage towards the Saints after that kill through the smoke. Timbus still playing this back site here. There it is. That's going to be the kill with the Incendiary from Abyss. EB left in the 1v4 here, Tech 9 in hand.
Yeah, someone just basically stepped on his head there. Got the audio cue. Has to play 1-for-1 though. Not going to find the kill, and that was very close. Timbus, tagged down to 5, actually picks up the AK and starts putting in work with this with the Saints. Lucky to walk away with 4 there, and hey, just like that, all evened up. Did you ever think we would see this day at the start of the last map?
Definitely not after that 10-2 lead there, but here on Dust 2, anything can happen.
Yeah.
This is why I was so excited to see this map smack dab in the middle of the best of 3, right? Because second map, we haven't seen, as far as I know, we haven't seen Dust 2 from either of these teams. Not 100% if we've seen it from U of T, but as far as I know here in NACE, we haven't seen Dust 2 from either of these teams. So first time we're seeing it, and first time we're seeing some of these strategies come out, like that double op. Andy, USP shot's going to be good onto EB. Iggy with the pick himself as well, and we could be seeing a Saints lead for the first time here.
Yeah, Andy showing that I don't need to use the op to find kills. Switches to that pistol, gonna find the kill, and now, once again, double ops to play defense is pretty, you'll be feeling pretty good if you're the Saints here. Just gotta try to hold off U of T. They should be able to walk away with the lead after this round, although I fear to say anything. JBH, fantastic job to hold that angle. Had Abyss there for the trade if need be. Now Abyss gonna send some info out, try to figure out where these last 2 members are camping out here, and ultimately try to find these picks and win this round.
Scratch and Timbus pretty well sandwiched here in tunnels as well now. Flash gonna come out. Entry's gonna start. Rocket finds one on the B site. Traded out by Scratch. Scratch. Shots towards this window here. 4 players on the rotation from Saints. Watch these angles.
Oh, this could be
Not
bad.
gonna start spraying. The second players come through this smoke. It is going to be a bloodbath. Scratch not even going to find one as JBH. Flash from Miggy there. Scratch going to be full blind and fall.
Those are so dangerous. If Scratch had decided to randomly spray those double doors, it might have been a 3 or 4K going his way. So Saints lucky to get the timing, knowing only 1 member's alive. He's probably not going to make any, super hasty plays. So great job. I think that they've taken now 5 out of the last 6 rounds, or 6 out of the last 7 if you're the side of the Saints. So they're doing a much better job building this eco, and ultimately double op crutch.
Double op crutch in the end here. No, but great shots coming out from Andy, who we've seen on this op, but Miggy as well.
Yeah.
Coming out with this op, something we haven't seen on some other maps, and putting in a lot of work with it, a lot of crucial picks where they need to be had. Scratch. Little one-way setup to be able to pop up on that box. Now being able to set up towards Cat. Info goes over to the Miggy, though, as he's able to set up that Molotov to just slow this push down a little bit more.
Yeah, and that's one of U of T's strong points, it looks like, is they like to get in there, get their hands dirty, find those early kills, and take advantage. Saints are going to go 2 for 1. Luckily, Miggy is going to be very, very low, ticked down to 31 HP. Spray goes through Abyss. Going to be on the receiving end of that one. Has to throw the grenade out there. Try to keep him away. But Miggy on the backside with the op. Going to find EB in a basket there. And now the Saints on to 4v2. Scratch. Not quite full HP, but the Saints also looking pretty worse to wear on the other side there.
Yeah, Andy still sitting mid with this op here. Trying to cross these double doors at all is just an absolute death sentence the second you fall. Not to mention going towards that A side. You've got Miggy there with the op as well. What a cross, but the wall bang. Andy, are you serious? There's the second coming out. 2-round lead for the Saints now.
Andy is dead serious. Finding, once again, these double doors. I think Andy has legitimately found 10 kills at those double doors. It's just unbelievable start. And the Saints, right now, 8-6 lead. They are looking pretty damn good.
Yeah. 2-round lead. I mean, this is the first time we've seen the Saints with the lead now. And they're just keeping these double ops rolling.
I love it.
Yeah. And now you're playing into Mac 10s as well. So
yeah,
these ops just have an absolute heyday this round. Gonna walk through. Andy, though, getting too aggressive up tunnels there. You gotta keep playing those double doors.
Yep.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But now, U of T with a great lead. Op down for the side of the Saints. And U of T are able to grab an op back, as well as get a little bit of cash from a back 10 kill as well. That's all going to be in their favor. Smokes now coming out towards Cat. Flashes.
Whole lot of grenades.
Here's the execute from U of T. See what they can get done. Abyss on the defense here. One tap going to come through. Second one 17 health left on Abyss here. He's going to fall as well as Scratch trades 2 back. JBH playing deep in pit here. Oh, he doesn't know that EB's up on his left with a Mac 10. But is actually able to find it before EB needs to with that op. And now post-plant, Rocket, M4A1S in hand. Gonna be up towards this cat side. 1 kill coming through, and the op shots actually come back 8-7 half. Probably the most even either of these teams have played in a long time.
Yeah, and by far the most UFT has been pushed to, I think they maybe had a couple wins of 16-9 or 16-10, but looking at a game that's 8-7, the Saints have definitely had more early success than any other team so far, but they still got a whole nother half to play. They have to keep pushing this. They'll now try to be the ones to snowball. See what UFT did last game, able to take those 4 or 5 rounds in a row, because if you can take a couple rounds to start off this half, you can put yourself in a very nice spot to try to close it out.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've never seen this before. We haven't seen this in the past game, so with it being so even, it's really any team's game here. Tap comes out from Timbus. Wow, blind as well.
Yeah.
That's going to be a great numbers lead to start off this pistol round. Saints still just looks like they're going to be sending it long.
Wow.
One more tap coming out. Wow. Timbus is a demon on these pistols.
Oh, Andy going to contest that Timbus. Again, surviving that first engagement, surviving the second, still kicking there. Miggy is going to find that kill backside on EB. They do have Timbus tagged down pretty low, although Andy and Miggy not looking too good as far as health goes, but a 4v3 on pistol, anything could go down here. The Saints only needing 1 bullet to take out Timbus pretty much, and we're going to move as a squad here and try to find this rotation. And eventually, as I assume with 3v4 at a pistol round, you're going to execute the hell out of one of these sites and really send it in there and try to find a couple of these picks.
Yeah. Gotta try and find a pick here. Take it back, but Scratch gonna find Miggy. Andy actually able to take down... actually did some damage to his teammate there. Andy, another one with the P250. Now down to a 1v1. They're going to be coming down cat here. Red Brick just barely missed him. Now, Andy should be good to get this plant down on the B site.
Now, this is a massive round for either team. UFT could either even things up, push this one to 8-8, or the Saints could start to try to get that snowball rolling early on and find these rounds consecutively, which they haven't been able to do besides the second half. Andy playing that post plant beautifully. Going to shut down Red Brick and the Saints. On to 9.
Andy seems to love the P250. Great weapon in and of itself. And we are going to see a quick pause come out here. So overall, though, Saints really rallying back in this game. Definitely a very different game than we saw on that overpass, right? Like, the double ops, surprisingly potent.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of it came down to Andy, finding a 2K, 3K in some of these rounds, but you can't forget that as soon as somebody tries to walk down long, Miggy was set up there. He's set up with his op. He's ready to make that crucial pick and just absolutely pick apart U of T.
Yeah, and on a map with all these really long aim points, these long engagement spots, the op is going to thrive. And you put 2 players on it that are nasty with it, you're going to find a lot of success. And as we said, we thought early on maybe Andy was like the imposter op, like we're going to send somebody out with the op to try to get the pick and sneakily have someone on the back door of the second one. But eventually they said, nah, you know what we're running. We're going to run it back to back every single round. And they found a lot of success, but now I don't suspect they'll find the same success out of this half with that same strategy. But I mean, I'm yet to be, they could prove me wrong.
Yeah, so looks like we are going to be sending it to just a little break here. We do have a match pause, but we will be back with you for the second half of Dust 2 here in just a moment. Go get some snacks, go refill your water, and we will be right back with you.
Going to have this early 2-0 lead. They're going to have full AKs here, and I believe the Galil as well there to round things out in the Saints. Going to be a whole lot of pistols on the left side of the screen there for you. Yeah, Biss got the Yosemite Sam dual shooter.
We love the dualies. We call those the pistol round AKs around. They're just going to be taking another one of these aggressive pistol rounds down mid. No kills going to be going towards the side of the Saints. Rocket finds one headshot onto EB, but at this point, I mean, we've seen teams on this map here. There is a literal painting on the wall of a T-side character with 3 ops in their hand.
Yeah.
I mean,
and we're back in from that very short intermission. Game must have got figured out off the back of that timeout there for, I believe, U of T. Now, we're going to see UFT EB going to be picking up that scout. I don't think we've seen him with the sniper rifle yet, but now going to try to counteract that potential op play of Andy or Miggy. Try to find those long picks, create those 5v4s that UFT loves to thrive in, and try to get this game back in hand here. Although Red Brick going to be tagged down quite a bit just to kick things off here.
Yeah, 4 players rotated all the way towards this A side from UFT. As the bomb of St. Clair still sitting in spawn here. Not going to really commit to anything just yet, but they're about to meet a UFT player there mid. Scratch going to fall. Abyss.
Oh.
Not able to find that kill. Absolute demon with the deagle. He did a lot of damage there, and AB able to clean it up with that scout in hand. Now, 2 players ahead. Rocket backed into a corner here. Absolutely pinched from the side of UFT. Andy, 10 health left after a quick little tag there as well. Now, what are you going to do here? You've got a rifle in hand. You've got the best chance you can of doing something, but with 10 health, they're just going to be running and shooting at you. Yeah,
that one's going to hurt a bit for the Saints. I believe they had almost a full buy there. They definitely had a couple rifles in tow, so that one's going to kick you just a little bit. UFT going to bring this one back to a 1-round deficit. They're going to get a couple rifles in there. We are going to see EB shifting off the scout, so he got the value he wanted. Now back onto the rifles, back into serious time, and the Saints going to be a whole lot of SMGs going up against a whole lot of rifles.
Yeah, 4 Tech 9s in hand and a P250. We know Rocket, and I believe it was Andy as well, very good with that P250, able to find a lot of those crucial headshots, but they're just going to be sending it all towards B. I don't know if that was a molly or what they just ran through, but so much damage just taken from the entire side of St. Clair. Oh, looks like they ran through actually, not a utility.
Wow. The ultimate utility.
Yeah, the ultimate utility, a Galil.
Now we're going to see onto that op. As soon as they get a couple good rounds in tow, we can see UFT. The confidence is already going to be back and booming. As I said, going to be on that op. A couple rifles going to be on the side as well. And the Saints, see what they want to try to pull out, if anything here. But it looks like it might just be pistols and, kick this round in the bag and play for next.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you don't really got the money to make anything work here, so take your $2,000, you play for next round. At least at this point, you, like you had said before when they tried to make that save, when the game is this close, you can at least have these rounds and not worry as much about them. Not worry about throwing another round towards that lead. 1 kill going to be coming back. No scope going to come out, whips out the deagle, and the shots are going to be good. It's EB there to find the last kill.
Did about 9 million frag grenade damage, and I believe found a 4K in the span of 26 seconds. Disaster for the Saints.
Yeah, typical Counter-Strike round as we've seen from this series. Yeah. I mean, so many rounds from this series, especially in this game too, whether it's going either way. This time it's kind of a story from both sides, but just very quick rounds. A lot of picks coming out immediately. These teams, 2 very brawly teams out here. They just want to fight.
Yeah, the only thing is the Saints, you don't want to fight getting 5-man frag to run it down mid to start the round, so they got to find some way to adjust now. Still on the op and still dangerous as all hell. Going to find first blood on Miggy. And now Andy going to try to get that one back for the Saints, but going to be tagged down to about half HP, but still, you're feeling pretty good for the side of UFT after getting that first blood, and the Saints are going to try to slowly bring this one back. Now, UFT, they've got the momentum in the second half. They seem to maybe have the Saints number. The double op is not being busted out anymore. They're not finding that value that they had last time, but we'll have to see as the rest of this round plays out. Both teams now just playing the waiting game.
Yeah. Half health with that op. Miggy down now in this round. There it is. Damage going to be coming out. EB finds the wallbang onto JBH, but at least the trade is there. Scratch going to find Andy the plant. Going to have to come down from Abyss, but Scratch is right on top of him. He picks the wrong side of the box there, but the sprays are good, and the defuse is going to come down. Now, 2-round lead being thrown away by St. Clair Saints in this half, and it's going back towards U of T. 11-9 now.
Yeah, and this is where it starts to get a little bit tricky to mount that comeback. The money is going to start looking a little bit funny as we get through the game. And UFT definitely has their mojo back this second half. Say Red Brick had an incredible game 1, has a very quiet game 2, and UFT is still finding massive success. Just look how even the frags are as far as like the middle of the pack goes for UFT. You got 18 for EB, 19 for Scratch, and 18 for So that 3-man game, getting it done for the Saints. Maybe they find some way to try to key in EB or because they seem to get those first bloods. as I say it, you know, back to work,
Ooh.
finds 2 in EB. So, as I say, the first 2 entry fraggers finding those kills might be the targets. They do just that once again, and now 4v2.
Yeah, EB once again trying to get aggressive. Doesn't work out for him that time, but I mean, 9 out of 10 times it is working out for him, but JBH was just ready for it that time, especially after, you know, after those 2 picks come out mid, you know somebody is going to be rushing you from this side of U of T.
100%.
They like to get aggressive. They like to find those kills and get those early leads. And now, with a minute left in the round just about, you've got 2 players up. You've got an op in hand. Everyone's still full health. Basically full utility. Wow. Leg?
All right, that was low-key a little bit disrespectful, but what a shot once again. I believe that was finding that kill. Just so good with the pistol. Timbus, all he needs is a pixel. Headshot on JBH, and U of T is absolutely rolling in this second half, and it is starting to get scary hours for the Saints.
Yeah, what a shot from, you know, the leg
Yes.
into the deagle shot.
Yeah.
Insta switch.
Hot swap.
Yeah. No wonder he is the opper from the side of U of T here, and I love seeing oppers who take deagle secondary as well.
Oh, yeah.
Because it just shows
Giga Chad.
confidence. Yeah, it shows confidence. You're not pulling out a CZ, you're not pulling out a P250, something that, you know, you're going to be strafing back and forth, you're spamming the shots. No, no, no. You're here for precise headshots, and you're here for one-shot kills.
Yeah.
And both of your weapons you pick up reflect that.
Yeah, and that's a sign of, as we said, confidence as well. You know, trusting in the aim, trusting in the positioning, knows, hey, I can swap off this op. I think we saw Andy do it as well, swap off to a couple of those pistols earlier and still find those nice one-taps. But Miggy gonna get some info that he wants. You know, once again on the op. Will he end up finding any more? He will finally get shut down, but U of T there for the cleanup job. And now, all on Rocket with the op. Gonna find one. Is not gonna find the second one, unfortunately. And the Saints now gonna fall 13-9, and U of T, they smell blood in the water here. They're getting very, very close to match point.
Yeah, Scratch swinging out wider than Rocket would have expected, and he's able to find that kill, bringing himself up over 20 now after that round. 3 players from the side of U of T now up above 20 kills here. Wow. Meanwhile, you're only seeing Andy from the side of the Saints. You know, that mid-opper, that mid-anchor almost here for St. Clair. Really the one holding together this team is... Oh. Now shot comes out from EB. EB with the op in hand this round. Double ops coming through, taking, you know, the idea out of the Saints book there. Shots come through from Scratch, and while the trade is good, it's still detrimental for the Saints in this round.
And I'm not sure if it was a sniper shot through the wall or team damage. Andy was immediately tagged down to 28 or 26 about 2 seconds into the round, so not sure if it was a blunder or just a very good play from U of T, but nonetheless, as you said, they adopt the double op, and they are thriving with it. You know, it's going to get chipped down. Rocket still holding lower title here, trying to find anything on the side of U of T. They have to try to find some weird off-angle pick. Andy, as we said, low HP. You know, both of the operas going to be low HP, but U of T with the round lead, you know, with the numbers advantage, Saints have to find some way to crawl back in this one.
Yeah. They're just going to be taking it slow here. Lower tons is Rocket. Meanwhile, you're going to see Abyss and Andy there start moving towards this upper tons position. Rocket's going to be moving closer to those double doors. But look at Redrick just absolutely anchored down at the back of this B site. There's the tap. One comes out. Smoke comes down to cover his escape. And now Saints don't know if he's left. They don't know if he's chilling in the smoke. Shot's going to come through. The bomb is recovered, but the lead is just absolutely strengthened from U of T.
Yeah, I'd say the bomb is recovered, but at what cost? Now you got both members going to be under 75 HP, I believe, between the both of them, or just around that mark, and 4 members up for U of T. Double op still in hand. EB, that's a scary thing. He's barely even shown his face this round, and you know how much of a threat he can be to the Saints and their well-being. And the Saints, in this 4v2, they're going to have to try to find the first pick. And U of T going to take the round and find the kill onto Rocket as well. Andy going to walk away with this off, but at what cost for the Saints? You're down 14-9. It was 8-8 at one point.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago.
It was 8-8 at a time, but U of T taking this CT side and absolutely running now.
Yep.
One round away from making it match point here. Series point for U of T, looking to keep their 2-0 streak going.
Yep.
Make themselves 4-0, and if the Saints have anything to say about it, they are going to be taking this to one of their comfort picks on Vertigo, but it's really going to be a tough one for them. JBH finding the first kill onto That's one op down.
And recovered.
And recovered. Abyss finding another one. Saints not down and out just yet. Scratch, EB, and Timbus left alive from U of T. 3 players who are very, very great players to be having left. Rocket's able to find the trade onto Timbus, but Andy falls. Rocket and Abyss, we've seen. Rocket's, he can hold his own with the op, but not the player you'd want on there. The no-scope is good.
Oh my goodness.
Second no-scope of the round there from Rocket. They might actually be able to make this work. They almost looked down and out for a second. They're able to take this back. The plant's going to be coming down. Planter is going to be sprayed down by Scratch, and now Scratch, all the time in the world to wait for this sound cue to come out. Shot's going to whiff, and the bomb is planted. Abyss in the 1v1 here.
Scratch has the info, and he finds the angle, finds the kill. UFT gonna find yet another one, and we will be on match point, despite a very, very nice shot from Rocket. Unfortunately, not gonna be enough to cut it there, and UFT on an absolute rampage this second half, and they are now on to match point.
Yeah, do it, U of T. Pick up that triple op. No.
Do it. Do it.
Do it. Do it now.
Double op buff is real this game. The Saints picked up that second op, found a kill immediately. Once that second op went down, the round went downhill. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that is very, very true.
I'm just saying.
Like you said, too, these ops being passed down throughout the rounds.
Yeah.
You're going to be able to give one of these to your grandchildren by the time we're done with this series. Flash is coming out of this, and Mickey just absolutely falling there long. Red Brick with the spray. Utility play is perfect here from U of T, and you can see exactly why they're at the point they are in this series.
Yeah,
why they're at match point.
We've seen so many 5-man frags, mollies ticking down. People were almost wondering where's the damage coming from, but we see the executes are so clean from U of T. And not only do they throw the grenades perfectly, they follow them perfectly. They have someone ready to swing that back angle. They have EB or Scratch or ready to face front, ready to check with the op. Scratch, just like we said, is going to find the kill. JBH there for the trade, going to get the headshot there, but 3v2 op still in hand. Timbus on the flank finds a lot of damage. Now all on Andy. 2v1 op in Uno's hand, and Andy 22 HP in a dream, but I'll tell you what, it might look like a nightmare sooner than later.
Flash going to be popping over that smoke. He's going to drop down to CT. A little bit more damage taken from the drop, and there it is. Red Brick going to clean that one up, and that is going to be U of T taking the series 2-0 in a much closer game for the Saints there, but U of T continuing their dominance, continuing that undefeated streak. 2 O's in every series now, making it 4-0, and the Saints gonna have to hold this L tonight and take that 3-1 on the record.
Yeah, all things considered, the Saints actually played a pretty decent series overall, but there's several times where honestly U of T just kind of outplayed them, especially in the early round. That's where the Saints really struggled, was early on. I think we saw, I swear to God, like 6 or 7 4Ks to start the round.
Yeah.
Between the two series, and you saw EB drop, we had 3 members drop 25 frags apiece throughout these like separate games, so it wasn't one member they had to key on, it was everybody getting it done in a multitude of ways as well, so it was just absolutely crazy. And St. Clair, they say they fought, they battled hard, but U of T proving to be, one of the titans of this division, it would seem so far.
Yeah, for sure. And Saints gonna have to move into these next few weeks, 3-1 now. And before we close it out for the night, we are just gonna be giving you another quick rundown of the week coming up here for the Saints broadcast. Tomorrow, we're gonna have a League of Legends doubleheader. We've got a best of 1 against Maryville there at 3 p.m. Gonna have a best of 3 against Southwestern Oregon Community College there as well. So a lot of League of Legends to be had on a Saturday. And coming in, no broadcasts on Sunday, but coming in on Monday, we've got Academy COD, which we have seen on here before. Definitely a very great team to watch. They give us some entertainment. Give us some great games to cast. And Monday night, Valorant as well, the classic. Now, I can't wait to come back in for that. We're going to be playing up against Southern New Hampshire U. And then Tuesday, we've got an Overwatch 2 doubleheader, Jobin.
Yes, very, very excited. We have a fantastic week of broadcasts, and obviously, once we get in on probably Monday night, we'll have the rest of the week for you, Wednesday through Saturday, but the weekend being as busy as it is now, adding the League of Legends, so a lot of great matches to fill in. I think the Saints, a couple days ago, they had an undefeated night of games, so unfortunately, gonna fall finally, but played excellent against a team that I think we can safely say will be either the 1 or the 2 seed in that division. I would have to imagine the way they played, so fantastic job by Moz and the coach Moz and the rest of the guys all around. Played a hell of a series, but unfortunately, UFT just too much for them tonight.
Yeah, in the end, it is who's better on the day, and UFT is going to take that. That's going to wrap us up for the night. I'm Josh Fundy Pafundi, joined once again by Daniel Jobin. Thank you so much for you viewers watching out there tonight. Shout out to the broadcast team. We've got Alex on the Observer. We got Ryan on the Director, and shout outs to you guys. You know, you made it work for us tonight, even with all these pauses and, the lobby stuff that CS likes to put us through as well. But here we are, and that is going to be it for the night. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good one. They're just going to be sending it all towards B. I don't know if that was a molly or what they just ran through, but so much damage just taken from the entire...
Funny as we get through the game, and UFT definitely has their mojo back this second half. Say Red Brick had an incredible game 1, has a very quiet game 2, and UFT is still finding massive success. Just look how even the frags are as far as like the middle of the pack goes for UFT. You got 18 for EB, 19 for Scratch, and 18 for Uno. So that 3-man game, getting it done for the Saints. Maybe they find some way to try to key in EB or Uno, because they seem to get those first bloods. As I say it, Uno, back to work, finds 2 in EB.
This, finding another one. Saints not down and out just yet. Scratch, EB, and Timbus left alive from UFT. 3 players who are very great players to be having left. Rocket's able to find the trade onto Timbus, but Andy falls. Rocket and Abyss, we've seen. Rocket's, he can hold his own with the op, but not the player you'd want on there. The no-scope is good!
Oh my goodness.
Second no-scope of the round there. But they're just going to be sending it all towards B. I don't know if that was a molly or what they just ran through, but so much damage just taken from the entire...
Funny as we get through the game, and UFT definitely has their mojo back this second half. Say Red Brick had an incredible game 1, has a very quiet game 2, and UFT is still finding massive success. Just look how even the frags are as far as like the middle of the pack goes for UFT. You got 18 for EB, 19 for Scratch, and 18 for Uno. So that 3-man game, getting it done for the Saints. Maybe they find some way to try to key in EB or Uno, because they seem to get those first bloods. As I say it, Uno, back to work, finds 2 in EB.
This, finding another one. Saints not down and out just yet. Scratch, EB, and Timbus left alive from UFT. 3 players who are very great players to be having left. Rocket's able to find the trade onto Timbus, but Andy falls. Rocket and Abyss, we've seen. Rocket's, he can hold his own with the op, but not the player you'd want on there. The no-scope is good!
Oh my goodness.
Second no-scope of the round there.